Hey guys, it's Lady Ambrosia. I hope you all are doing well. Today I want to talk about this event that I have created for people in my local area. It's called Ghouls Night, and it's on October 21st. So, Ghouls Night, what it is essentially an evening of women's empowerment, and it's also a historical remembrance evening. And it's actually kind of a funny story. So, how it all came to be was I was actually watching American Horror Story Hotel, which, if you guys have not watched American Horror Story, I definitely recommend it. And I was watching Hotel, which let's just say, okay, Lady Gaga's character in that, like she was made for that role. But anyway, I was watching it and seeing Liz Taylor and all her various outfits, I was like, you know what? Those are like so ridiculously elegant and extravagant and just beautiful. I was like, I want to do something like that. But then I kind of realized like I don't really go anywhere that would really require that level of formal attire. Not that I couldn't just walk around in formal attire casually. But I was like, I'm going to create an event. So I was very much inspired by Liz Taylor's um, outfits during American Horror Story. And then Ghouls Night just kind of evolved from there. And I knew that I wanted to have a evening event in formal attire. And then I got to thinking about what could the event be focusing on and who would I invite and where would it be? So within the past couple months, I've pretty much gotten everything down pat on all the fine details, crossing my T's and dotting my I's. And I decided that as a pagan, Samhain being on October 31st or Halloween, and it representing kind of connecting with our ancestors and celebrating a new year, I was like, well, that sounds like a perfect reason to celebrate. And why don't I just take the elements that embody Samhain and warp it and bring it into Ghouls Night? So I decided that I would have a woman's empowerment evening on October 21st called Ghouls Night. And it's a little bit aesthetically kind of goth and spooky, which is always fun. And I have selected powerful women who impacted history and the culture and society that they were a part of to kind of feature in this evening. So I'll kind of just tell you guys how it's going so far and what I've got figured out. So it's going to be hosted at this place in my local area. And it's actually a horticulture and gardening center, which is so crazy because when I was calling places trying to find private dining, I have 13 guests. When I was calling places trying to find private dining, I could not get a price really within the budget I was trying to stay in. Most places were wanting at least $3,000, which it's not so much a matter of it wouldn't be worth it, but it's more a matter of why pay $3,000 for a private dining experience for 13 people? It just seems crazy and it seems very like ridiculous to pay that much, especially since I know that there are places where you can have a private dining experience. So I had called multiple restaurants and they just really weren't working with me. And one of my really good friends recommended this garden center, which at first I was a little bit hesitant about just because I wasn't so sure how that was going to work. Because in my mind, I was envisioning this place to be kind of more like a garagey lawn and garden type setup, like how Walmart and Lowe's have their garden centers set up. But when I got there, I realized they have beautiful, absolutely breathtaking garden grounds. Everything planted and placed so methodically, and they have gorgeous statuary of goddesses and fairies and angels and all different types of kind of folklore, mythological, or religious figures. They have really cool like little gnome statues and elf statues, and they have sections within the gardens. Like they have a succulent area, they have a fairy garden area. Um, so it's really, really beautiful. And then they also have a large store. And within the store, they have a private room that typically they host workshops in. And you can go to this place and you can do a workshop on building a fairy house or building a succulent pot, various different things. So when my sister and I went there, I asked to speak to the owner, and I kind of pitched this idea to the owner about me wanting to create an event called Ghouls Night, and it being about women's empowerment and acknowledging powerful women from history. And she really liked it, and she was really, really cool. And so she gave us a tour of the whole place, and it's absolutely breathtaking. And she showed us the private room that we would have, and it is literally perfect, down to the number of chairs they have available for us. It fits the mold. It couldn't be better. It's one of those things, you know? So after touring the grounds, we had a conversation with the owner, and the owner was kind of asking us kind of some more fine details, like when the event would be and things of that nature. And I told her that I was really looking to have the event between like 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock, which the garden pavilion and the center close at 6 o'clock. But she offered, for a little bit more, of course, she offered to open it back up exclusively just for us. So not only am I paying to have this private room, but also within that package, I am getting the entire garden pavilions. And there's multiple different, absolutely breathtaking, beautiful landscape and garden work that is just, I cannot put into words how perfect this is for the event that I have created. So she offered to do that, and then she even offered to turn the lights on in the gardens and the pavilions, so that way, since it'll be dark, we can walk around and really appreciate the grounds, and it'll add so much to the scenery. So I went ahead and I was like, yep, that sounds great. Let's do that. I can't wait. And me and her are still in touch, and we will definitely be staying in touch until the event comes. And guys, it's really, really cute too because they have cats that work there. It's adorable. Okay. So then because I got this place, I was like, well, I'm going to have to get catering because it's not a restaurant. And I don't think we're going to be eating daffodils and chrysanthemums. I mean, we could, but guys, these cups are so cute. For my birthday, my sister got me, I love Pioneer Woman cooking-ware. I know that not everyone's super into their aesthetic, but I really dig it. And she got me a set of these mason jar Pioneer Woman cups that have like little butterflies on them. And it's just, I think they're cute. So what basically I have going on is, oh, and I forgot to tell you guys too. Okay, so the owner told me that if my guests arrive 20 minutes before 8, she will hang out, and that way if they want to purchase any of her products and purchase any flowers or pots or soil or statuary, she'd be happy to do that. And then she's just pretty much going to leave the whole place in our hands. And I guess she just lives right across the street from the place. So but yeah, so kind of what I have planned is people are to arrive at 8 o'clock in their best formal wear, which that in itself, I think, can be very empowering because it's kind of like prom or a wedding, or, you get to get really dressed up and you get to be someone and look like someone that's still you, but that you don't get to represent so often on a daily basis. And so you really get to channel that inner goddess within you. So it'll be really, really cool to see everyone in their formal attire, of course. And then we will kind of be ushering people into the private room. We will have a coat collector because it probably will be cold here in Indiana on October 21st. It'll probably be pretty cold. So we'll have a designated place to put jackets and coats and things like that at. And then when you walk in, I have commissioned one of our amazing local artists, who I also invited to the Ghouls night, to make agate templates. So like you guys know how sometimes at like weddings and stuff, they have like little name placers. So instead of doing names, I did attributes. And I have all my guests, and then I placed an attribute on top of each guest. So like for example, like strength or humor, right? And then when they come in, they're going to have to guess which attribute they are. And these attributes have been predetermined by what I personally find admirable about them. And so I think that'll be fun, kind of getting to see like how people picture themselves, and then whoever sits at the right chair that has their little nameplate on it will be winning a prize. So the woman who created these cute agate stone templates is also contributing a prize to this event as well. And she makes handbags and purses and makeup bags and pillows and all types of really cool stuff with like really fun graphics on them. And I will actually see if I can link her shop in the description if you guys want to check that out as well. So, but she is contributing something. So whoever guesses their attribute correctly will get the prize. And then, of course, if multiple people guess their attribute correctly, I have prizes to kind of break ties and stuff as well. And then I'm getting catering. We're getting Italian catering just because Italian food I feel is most people kind of get down with pasta anyway. So, I mean, I feel like it's a little bit safe to get pasta. So we will have Italian catering, and then I'm also going to have a selection of wines available at an open wine bar, and I'm also going to have a dessert bar. Now, the guests that I have invited, there is a $25 ticket fee to get into the event, but what I'm telling you is everything that $25 fee covers. The $25 fee would cover all the Italian catering, all the food that you want to eat, all the wine that you would like to drink from the open wine bar. It would also cover any of the sweets or desserts you want on the dessert table or the dessert bar. And then on top of that, there's also several games where you have the opportunity to win prizes, which is, I think, adds a layer of fun. And it also helps me incorporate the women from history into the event and really layer it very nicely. So while we're eating dinner, after we played the template game, that's how it all starts. While we're eating dinner, one of the games that we have come up with is that I have asked all of my guests 3 questions ahead of time. The first question is, if you were a pasta noodle, what pasta noodle do you think you'd be? Use a pasta noodle to describe your personality, which I think is fun. Another one is, who's your favorite woman from history? So yeah, just some funky questions. And I'm having all of my guests send me their answer, so I have them. And then I'm going to be writing them down on a piece of paper. And as we're eating, we're going to try to guess who's who. So I think that'll be fun. And then whoever wins that, I have a dear friend of mine who works at a beauty supply warehouse. And she has gathered various beauty items to put into a basket to make a full-on beauty basket. So whoever wins the Guess Who game, whoever guesses the most people, will also be getting the beauty basket as well. So I think that'll be really fun too. And that's also kind of another way to really channel this inner goddess and really love yourself and carry yourself with pride. I think it'll be fun. And then, of course, the woman who created the agate stone templates, the prize that corresponds to that is her own product. So I also feel really good about supporting a local woman's business. I think that's great. So then after that takes place, we'll probably mingle and have some social time. And then I have also created a scavenger hunt to take place throughout the garden pavilion. And so how this is going to work basically is it'll be dark, and they will have to go out into the pavilions and find 13 women, 13 powerful women from history. And how I've chosen to do this, I'll show you guys an example. how I've chosen to do this is I just got the pillar candles, and this would be a really great way too to even just work this into your own path or practice and just make cheap ass devotional candles basically. So this is Elizabeth Bathory. That's who this is. A lot of people know her as the Blood Countess. And I have printed her image off and I have attached it to a candle. So in the garden pavilion, her candle will be lit and people will have to go and find the lit candles, and then they have to guess who this powerful woman is from history. So they'll have a piece of paper with 13 blank spots and they will have to guess who this is. I also, another example, I have Marie Laveau. And like I said, I have 13 of them, and I think that'll be really fun. And it'll also get people talking and recognizing these women and these figures who have impacted society either in an extremely positive and uplifting or in a, negative, controlling way. But either way, it shows the influence of these women in their societies. And I think even with Elizabeth Bathory, and the Blood Countess, like while I don't stand behind that, of course, I do think that there's a lot to be said about how she was able to really pull all of that off. So, and then also corresponding to the agate templates, we also have chalices that will go with the template. So they will get to take their agate template piece home with them as a piece of art to remember from the evening. And then they will also have a cup, kind of like this, which I just used puff paint. It's just kind of cute, I got these like glass black chalices and put puff paint on it. And the attribute will correspond, the chalice and the name template. The attributes will match. And so they'll have both of those take home for the evening. And we're going to be putting like mints, and we're going to be putting like little nail polishes and lipsticks and just like fun little keepsakes home in there. So everyone is bringing home something from this event, no matter if you win one of the games or not. Let's see, what else is there? I feel like I'm missing something. So yeah, people come in, they get their coats checked. We go into the room, they guess what attribute matches them. We give out the prize of the handbag, the graphic designed handbag, and then we eat, and then we play the guess who game, and then they get the beauty basket, and then we socialize, and then we do the scavenger hunt, and then, oh, yes. So after the scavenger hunt, towards the end of the evening, there is a thank you card that will be placed underneath everyone's plate. And I'm just going to get these thank you cards that I have. And I'm just going to write like, oh, thank you for coming, and just keep it very short and cute and sweet. And then I have a gift card that I have gotten. And it is going to be slipped into one of the thank you cards, and then they're all going to be put in envelopes, and then they're all going to be shuffled. So that is more like a luck of the draw type thing. And, one person will get a pretty decent gift card as well. And, oh yeah, with the scavenger hunt, the prize is a free service from me. So I do facials, I do waxing, I do hairstyling, hair cutting, coloring, makeup. I read cards, of course. So that will be the prize for the scavenger hunt. And then, of course, it's always encouraged for the guests to talk about their favorite powerful women from history. But yeah, I think this will be a really fun event. And I think it'll be something to really remember. And I think it would be something that I would like to make an ongoing tradition. And I will keep you guys updated, and I will keep you guys posted on how this goes. Hopefully I'm able to take pictures at the event to actually share with you guys. I think that would be really, really cool. But yeah, so I'm excited about this event, I'm trying to think if there's really anything else I have to share about it. Oh, yeah. Okay. So going into Ghouls Night and kind of really what inspired it, of course, Liz Taylor from Hotel and her outfits and the desire to dress ridiculously formal. that we get so few chances to do. It also, I picked October 21st because it's around Samhain, which is all about honoring the dead. And this event is not really necessarily a witchy or pagan event, but it definitely has a lot of influence of that within it. So I'm excited for it. I will keep you guys posted. I think I've rambled long enough. I see that I've gone over 20 minutes already, so I'm going to stop. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time.